Funding for DNews has been provided by the Cal and Lucille Rudman Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies.
Coming up, Flamenco Masters and Drexel Olympians on this episode of DNews.
Hello and welcome to DNews. We have a full show, so let's get started. Drexel recently hosted a vibrant flamenco festival, and world-class dancers were on hand.
World-renowned flamenco dancer Israel Galvan visited Drexel and gave a masterclass on the art of dance as part of the Philadelphia Flamenco Festival. Galvan, who has won countless dance awards, has been called a game changer in flamenco. This masterclass at Drexel marks his first visit to Philadelphia. Some Drexel students were thrilled to learn from a master.
Well, it's an honor to take a class with Israel Galvan. He's like an awesome dancer. He's like the Michael Jackson of flamenco.
This is the first time I've ever actually taken a flamenco class. I'm a dance major and we get to take master classes, and this was one of the options.
Well, this is my first time doing it. I've done like character before. It's kind of like this style, but I really like the rhythm of it. I thought it was cool to like get it in your like head, and then you have to like transfer it to your hands and body.
Flamenco is a traditional dance hailing from the south of Spain, which incorporates singing, dancing, and hand claps. The style is known for its colorful outfits and confident performers. Since Galvan spoke entirely in Spanish, his students had to become keen observers of movement.
So it was kind of like cool to like take on that culture and really be in it. Like you couldn't really understand it, so you kind of had to like watch his body and his body language instead of listening. So it was like different because every other class they would be like, do this, and you just hear it, but you really had to like look and pay attention to the body movement.
With the Philadelphia Flamenco Festival in town, organizers hope more locals will be drawn to its beauty and grace.
Flamenco is an art form that is highly stylistic, and it's very much like ballet. So if you are interested in learning, you have to go to classes that are purely technique classes. If you have ballet background, it helps. But if you don't, it's okay too. So you can go to Spain and study in Sevilla, numerous studios with great masters. Philadelphia has some wonderful teachers as well, including me. But it's a matter of getting in the studio and learning toe, heel for an hour, arm work for an hour, all sorts of things. A lot of technique, a lot of structure, but wonderful.
For more information on flamenco in Philly, visit www.pasioneartflamenco.org. For DNews, I'm Joe Euclid.
Drexel was buzzing with interesting guests all term, including an exciting, chic entrepreneur named Andy Page. I'm here at the Urban Annex, where Andy Page, the budget bombshell, is about to give us the tips and tricks to her fabulously frugal makeovers.
Andy Page here with another hot style solution.
Andy Page is becoming quite the style icon. From her girly go garter to her can't miss seasonal style in a box, she says you'll look fabulous without breaking the bank.
My brand, Andy Page Style, is all about beauty and style solutions on a budget, because I have always believed that more people have a dime than have a dollar. And the truth is, if we can look just as good on that dime, then why not do it?
Andy explained that you have 4 seconds to make a good first impression, and that fitting in is not getting ahead. Each day, the way we dress is sending a message to the world.
Usually someone who's highly successful looks as if they purposefully pull themselves together that way. That they have intention with what they're doing. That they walk, they dress, they act with intention.
I really like the part that she said about the 1/3, like how 1/3 of people will like you and 2/3 like will either not care or like not like you.
After the crowd left, I had some one-on-one time with Andy.
What are your top 3 beauty trends?
Oh, beauty trends right now, everything is orange. Coming into the spring, it's all about oranges and beautiful peaches and corals. So you're seeing lipstick actually move into that, which brightens the face in a whole new way. I love that. Hair actually is really sleek right now. believe it or not, we saw this just at the Oscars. There's lots of bouffant action going on. I mean, the tease is back. You're seeing more people tease their hair than ever before, so I really love that. And then, as always, lashes, 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 lashes. No one can get enough of great lashes. So in the beauty realm, that's actually what's really happening right now.
So what is next for you?
Oh, well, let's see, next. I've actually got a lot going on with the Girly Go Garter. We're getting ready to launch the Glitzy Go Garter, and then we've got the Private Pocket, the Pixie Pocket, so there's a lot going on with the launch of the Girly Go Garter. But as far as work is concerned, I've been working on a great show. It's an ABC show called The Ripple Effect, and I'm working with more and more clients on that show and making them look great as they move into their own careers. So television is great, my products are great, and I don't know what's next, maybe world dominance?
I see her dominating.
Time to go put those tips and tricks to good use. For DNews, I'm Sloan Spurlock.
The third annual Drexel Drag Show brought an array of colorful characters to campus. Gizem Yella has a look.
Hi, I'm Gizem Yella, and we are at Drexel Drag Show 2014. It was a night of gender bending, singing, dancing, and jokes. And the performers included 6 excited Drexel students.
Coming to the stage, a first-time performer, so make sure you show her extra love, because it takes a lot of courage, a lot of glitter, and a lot of heels to get up in front of y'all bitches and have a good time tonight.
The experience was amazing. It was my first time performing in front of an audience in drag, but I just really felt the audience's energy and stuff like that, and I really just loved the whole entire performance aspect of it.
My performance went pretty well. The first one I was really nervous for. After that one went over and I saw the crowd reaction, I was much more excited for my second one.
I've been performing for about 3 years now. I wouldn't say I'm more experienced. Yes, I've been doing it a bit longer, but newer queens can definitely teach you something no matter how long you've been doing it.
Drexel Drag Show was back for the 3rd time this year, and it was bigger, louder, and more fierce than ever.
Wow, the crowd is amazing. We've never had this many people at a Drexel Drag Show.
I did a French remix song, and I did a lot of dancing, and I think the audience really liked that about me, and especially because it was my first time doing it in front of everybody, so getting that positive feedback was really, really inspiring and very uplifting.
Behind the scenes, we knocked on the door of the Queen of Queens, the host of the night, Shangela.
Let me tell you something, honey. I've done television, I've done film, I've done music videos, I've done reality TV, throwing drinks and everything. But I'll tell you, tonight's performance at Drexel was really special to me because it just felt like such a community of people just together to have a good time.
Shangela, who also does stand-up comedy as DJ Pierce, glows on stage. But what about off stage?
Well, I'm loud on and off stage. I'm from Texas, honey, I'm country. But I'll tell you, I think that on stage everything is just bigger, more glamour, more sparkle, more performance. And then off stage, I just love to relate to people. I think I'm funny in both places, at least I like to be.
We asked for some advice for the young drag enthusiasts out there.
I think that young people, whether they're in the LGBT community or not, should all just take a lesson to let's try to understand each other better. Let's hang out together.
When Shangela is hanging out, you can often hear her favorite word, hallelujah.
I love hallelujah as a catchphrase for me because it's just something that I've always said because it's a positive thing. You know, something bad doesn't happen, you go, oh, hallelujah. No, it's gotta be something good, like you get some extra money on your check, or you see a fine person, ooh, hallelujah. Exactly. So that's why I just love hallelujah.
Drexel Drag 2014 played to a lively and packed house. And if you're looking for more Shangela,
I'm on Shangela.com. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at It's Shangela. We can all say hallelujah together.
For DNews, I'm Gizem Yella.
A local artist brought his otherworldly work to the Pearlstein Gallery. This guy could wind up being a Philly treasure.
My name is Timmy Graham. I'm from Philadelphia, professional artist. I'm a painter. My medium is oils.
Mr. Graham uses a technique that he describes as fourth dimensionalism to bring life into his work.
I'm selling more than a painting. I'm selling a whole new way of thinking, a whole new train of thought. When a viewer comes into my work, I want them to have an experience. So I always have a main character and a supporting character. And as the viewer begins to study my work, various images would begin to reveal itself.
Graham achieves this effect through use of a self-developed mathematical process, which dictates his use of shape and color.
I developed my own scale as far as measuring colors. Certain colors equal positive distances, certain colors equal negative distances. What I'm doing, I'm creating like a vibration where I may have a negative 14 against a positive 44. I think it's really cool that I'm having my first show at Drexel because it's so heavily based on the math and sciences like my work.
But it isn't all about painting by numbers for Graham. He incorporates what he calls sexual, spiritual imagery into his paintings.
I really believe for human nature, sex is everything. Now, if you look at a lot of ancient cultures, when they have their ceremonies, sex is always the foundation of all ceremony because for some reason it allows that person to just release and reach another state of being, a higher state of being, and then you come down.
The exhibit is a kind of comeback for Graham, who virtually disappeared from the commercial art scene for an entire decade.
When I was first in art school, I landed a break as a junior. I landed my first show. It was a small gallery. I made a nice bit of money, but I felt as though I wasn't there yet. I wasn't in my voice. I was still young. And I found, I would say within, maybe 4 years with this particular gallery, I was making money, but I was losing myself as an artist. I found myself painting for money, and I knew deep down inside I wasn't fully developed as an artist. So I stepped back from the commercial art scene. I was lucky enough, I was able to garner a benefactor, and I was able to just go underground for 10 years. And now I'm coming back out, which just being my first solo exhibition. I'm coming back out from underground and just trying to introduce my work to the world.
For more information on Timmy Graham, as well as future events, you can visit his website at www.timmygraham.org.
I'm booked up to 2017, which is great. I just want to continue to grow as an artist and stay humble.
For DNews, I'm John LaRusso.
Another cool exhibit graced the Drexel campus. This one was all taped up and interactive.
Artist Mark Kaisman celebrates pop culture with what he calls tape art.
All my work's based on images, existing images. It's appropriation approach. Basically, it's icons, cultural icons. Sometimes it's historical art, sometimes it's classic movies, sometimes it's pop culture icons.
Kaisman's tape art evolved from his earlier work with stained glass.
I came up with this tape technique about 10 years ago after many years of working with stained glass. So this technique is basically in a way continuation of painting with light as stained glass is.
Raw to Refined is also offering students a rare opportunity to participate in the creation of the show's art.
It's really important for us as a university gallery to engage with the students first. We find that to be our first priority. So the workshops do just that. They ask students to come in and not just look at the work or be in the gallery, but to engage with the artist directly and the materials.
Kaisman enjoys the process, but says it's not for everyone. He recently received an email calling his work meaningless. He turned the frown upside down.
And I kind of agree with everything the person is saying, but I see as my goal, like doing something not really meaningful and not touchy, and so it was really a compliment on me.
To find out more about Mark Kaisman or Raw to Refined, visit the Pearlstein Gallery website. For DNews, I'm Kathy White.
Drexel students are always looking to find ways to avoid long lines and long waits. Annette O'Malley discovered a system designed to take matters into your own hands.
The place is packed and you can't get served. What to do? Brew Craft Remorse at 13th and Chestnut has a way to speed up the time between you and your brew. It's a key fob.
Each fob has a unique ID. So if you come in, we actually give you a unique ID, which is this fob, and it has all your information stored in the back system. So the system knows when you come in. As soon as you walk in and you put your key fob on the iPad, It knows exactly who you are, what you've purchased, how many beers you have, what you like, your email address for us, and any additional information that we request from you and you want to give us.
Once you're ID'd, it's Miller time.
So you can choose any of the 6 beers we have on draft that are all rotating, and that credit never goes away, so it charges you per ounce. You literally just go up to the beer wall, you place it in, and it tells you have $60, $70, $80 on there, whatever it is, and you can pour drinks for you and your friends without waiting in line.
The charge by the ounce system also allows for that awful feeling when you order a beer and realize you don't like it.
You can pour an ounce or two to see if you like the beer without wasting your money and not liking a beer, and then it goes to waste.
So what do the customers think? We took an unofficial poll.
Well, it's a great idea to get in and get out and order your beers and have a very quick, efficient way of ordering drinks.
It makes everything so efficient, and I haven't really done much like that in Philly, and it's great.
No, actually, I never used the fob. I heard it's a really cool idea, so I figured I'd come check it out. It's actually why I'm here tonight.
I don't know anyone who uses it all the time, but I've heard of it, and I think it's really cool and convenient, and it makes a lot of sense.
Strictly for research purposes, I decided to try the system myself. I might not have been as good at pouring as Ted, but at least I didn't have to wait.
For DNews, I'm Annette O'Malley.
Tired of waiting. Imagine the thrill and pride of representing your country in the Olympic Games. Turns out, a Drexel professor knows all about it.
Deep within the Basone Research Center on Drexel's campus sits the office of Dr. Prawat Navajara.
I am an educator in electrical and computer engineering, and I do research in computer hardware, custom hardware for high-performance computing.
But there's more to Dr. Navajara, much more. To meet the soft-spoken 55-year-old, you'd never guess that the Thai citizen was once the first person to ever represent Thailand in a Winter Olympics.
In college, I ski recreationally in Boston. Then, get better and get some coaching and have the idea to represent Thailand at the Salt Lake game.
While working at Drexel, he competed in the 2002 Winter Olympics in the grueling sport of cross-country skiing.
So I went to the Salt Lake game, then to Reno. And 2 is more than enough. 2 is more fun than you can hope for.
While Dr. Navajara never medaled, he had the time of his life.
It's an eye-opening, right? It's like exciting. See people from all over the world.
The stalwart doctor continues to ski to this day, taking part in citizen races across the East Coast.
When you're exhausted, and I always thought, like, is this what you really want to do? But after you've done it, you want to do it.
Finally, we asked him who he rooted for in Sochi.
I guess I'll root for Thailand. Yeah, knowing that. At night, you'll be rooting for the U.S.
For DNews, I'm John LaRussa.
Behind every successful sports franchise is a powerhouse video production team. One local team has a Drexel connection.
If you've ever been to a Philadelphia Union Major League Soccer game, you know that it is one of the most exciting atmospheres in Philadelphia pro sports. Since the team's first season in 2010, Carl Mandel has been the video production manager.
I love game days because I actually get to look out my window and see the reaction of the fans whenever we put a video out there, and that's the best. We really try to, in any of the videos that we make, really put a lot of high energy moments into it so that the energy in the stadium just is at its peak point once kickoff starts.
When Carl first began with the team 5 seasons ago, he was flying solo.
In the first 2 years, I was the only full-time person in the department. They really didn't have anybody when the stadium was being built to run the control room.
Now, 2 more full-time employees and several Drexel co-op students later, Carl has plenty more helping hands.
So Drexel students played a huge part in our control room. It's really nice that when we get a Drexel student, we're getting them for a co-op of 6 months, where when we invest time into them, we're fortunate enough to have a student who graduated from Drexel work full-time in our department.
And they're doing more than ever.
Now we're doing all the commercials for television. We're producing a 1-hour radio show weekly. We're doing features for television, so we're really expanding the different areas in which our content is getting out.
With MLS approaching its 20th anniversary and adding several new teams, Carl hopes that the Union can be a shining example of video production in the league.
We look to be a trendsetter within Major League Soccer. We look to make sure that, the other teams are kind of looking at us to see what we're doing next and what kind of new things that we're doing within our productions. And we're hoping that they can take some of the things that we're doing in our productions and carry that on throughout the rest of the league.
For DNews, I'm Daniel Swerk.
A Drexel sorority is doing its part to make miracles happen. Who knew you could do that by eating wings?
Wingfest is a smaller version of Philly's Wing Bowl that FIMU puts on every year to benefit our philanthropy Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Organizers promise this competition will be rated more PG-13 than Wing Bowl, and Wingfest is personal for many of the sorority sisters.
So FIMU Wingfest is important to us because it's a time where all of our sisters really come together to back up a cause. Children's Miracle Network is really important to a lot of sisters because a lot of them co-op at CHOP, which is the local philanthropy which it goes to, and then they get jobs at CHOP after, so that's really important.
There will be plenty of fun, including water dunking, raffling, and a visit by Twin Eagles cheerleaders Gab and Sage. And you can try to beat two-time champion Mayor Schofield.
Anyone can participate. The best way to go about signing up to be a participant is to contact a sister at FIMU or emailing drexelwingfest@gmail.com.
Wingfest is scheduled for May 3rd from noon to 3 at Race Lawn. Come and feast for a good cause. For DNews, I'm Elisa Koza.
To Drexel seniors, spring term spells graduation, and for most, relief. But did the class of 2014 make good use of their time?
The annual walk down the aisle can offer a mixture of joy and sadness. It's goodbye to student life and hello to real life. So what advice would seniors offer to underclassmen?
Definitely be involved in student life. I'm running a bunch of really huge events this term that'll benefit fellow students at Drexel, so I'm really excited about them.
I'd say rock climbing. Definitely don't want to miss on that. And also I'm a part of the judo club and I really like it.
One thing in general, which was awesome that I experienced this year, was the drag show. And it was pretty wild.
Other students offered more practical advice.
Build connections with professors and everyone that works at Drexel so that it's easier for job opportunities or anything. Just build that connection and add them on LinkedIn, etc.
I'd say first go to another country. Yeah. Definitely
studying abroad and experience a different culture.
Okay. And you're going to?
I'm going to be studying abroad in Korea in about 2 or 3 years, so super excited about that.
You just gotta make sure that you get out there and do as many things as you can, meet as many people as you can, take the opportunities that you can now while you're still a student.
And many recommended getting to know the city of brotherly love.
While they're here at Drexel, I know that they shouldn't miss out on the opportunity to see the city of Philadelphia.
Love Park in Philadelphia, I think that's a good place to visit.
I think going to Love Park, I don't go there enough, but I think it's a really big attraction that a lot of people like to go to and visit.
Explore all the neighborhoods in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Make sure they see all of the major sites, landmarks, go to the Museum of Art and go up those steps, rocky steps, and go take a look around.
Pat's Cheesesteaks. Yeah, love them. I love cheesesteaks, love food, so I'd say go there.
Go to P-Dubs. P-Dubs is good. Yeah.
Go to all the restaurants around Drexel, Philadelphia. Take advantage of all the things that it have.
Good luck to the class of 2014. For DNews, I'm Joe Uhas.
Remember those cold winter days and nights? Drexel's gospel choir tried to provide some heat and light.
Helped by 5 neighboring singing groups, the choir warmed up a cold winter's night at the Christ Community Church of Philadelphia.
Listening to gospel music, it encourages me. Sometimes you're down, you just need something that tells you can make it through, and I feel like gospel music gives me that sometimes. It gives you that oomph when sometimes you just don't know where else to get it.
Members say Drexel's gospel choir is more than a typical student club. Some say it's more like a family.
I definitely know I have people that care about me, it's like having a big family sort of. So there are definitely people there who look out for me, people there to help me.
This family is doing its part by helping to worship God while bringing a touch of home to Christian students and exposing others to gospel.
I guess I was getting a little homesick with it being towards the end of the term, so it definitely reminded me of my home church and family.
I guess it was more like a shock for me because my church is like really super chill, and this one was way more energetic and like singing along and clapping, so I had never experienced that before.
Members of Drexel's Gospel Choir say they're very proud that the concert not only reached students, but also reached people of all ages in the community.
These type of events are awesome because we're able to tie the Drexel Gospel Choir to the community of Philadelphia where Drexel is. And that allows us to be able to create a connection with Philadelphia as a whole and let them see what we're about.
Next up for the singers will be their spring concert in April, and they're planning to release an album next year. For DNews, I'm Blake Lynch.
That's a wrap for this episode of DNews. We leave you tonight with a spirited music video shot and produced by Drexel faculty and students. I'm Sloan Spurlock, and thanks for watching.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that.
The production of DNews has been made possible with the generous support of the Cal and Lucille Redmond Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies, the Office of University Communications, and the Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design.